Okay guys, so in this video I'm gonna try to introduce you to what competences you have to include the consideration of in your PBL assignment. This is really important that you do this either in the beginning of the assignment or in the end of the assignment. It actually tells us that how you have solved, what kind of tools you have used in order to solve the task. But first off, resonemangskompetence, economic argumentation in a given case. This could be the arguments that you provide the listener in order to understand how you have come up with an argument. For example, the company have considered a growth strategy that looks like market penetration because of this and this and this. That could be an argument. Modelleringskompetence, using theory and explaining assumptions. That's, for example, if you use the Pestel model, you should first include a consideration of, okay, what assumptions did you take in order to use this? Because if you don't do this, you'll end up in a situation where you actually seem less prepared and less willing to engage in a conversation about the assumption, because what we're really interested in is the assumptions. For example, how have you looked at in the Pestel model? How have you, for example, looked at the political system or the economic conditions in the company? Have you taken any consideration to one case or another? Problembehandlingskompetence, problem solving, identifying, formulating, and analyzing. That's pretty much should be a no-brainer, because that's pretty much what we do in prepared task. Økonomisk tankekompetence, identifying factors linking to economics. That could, for example, be race in population, race in living standards, more babies being born, things like that could actually provide you with some argumentations in a consideration in a PBL task, where you link this to other factors that can influence, for example, the salary level or other things. Databehandlingskompetencen, collecting and analyzing data. This is super important. For example, that you're able to use a database, that you're able to actually draw figures, and that you're able to actually analyze them and use them in a proper way. Kommunikationskompetence, communicating business language, that you're able to actually use the terminology that we know from business economics. But this shouldn't be an issue in third year, but it can be an issue in the beginning of the business economics. Some of the terms that we use are not the English that you are used to speaking if you speak it with your friends or family, etc. Redskabskompetencen, applying IT tools. That can be, for example, be that you're able to analyze and use tools to analyze factors in economic setting.